Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. We're going to continue on doing our comedy bits here. Right now we're going to watch some Would I Lie to You. We haven't watched that for a little bit. This is Francis, David Mitchell's custodian, Sue Johnston's pranking pal, or Jay Blade's sofa speeder. Okay. I know who David Mitchell is. The other two, I don't know who they are. I don't know. If they're funny, let me know. I'll try looking for some of their stuff. So again, no, this is Would I Lie to You. We haven't done some for a while. I was doing other shows, but I kind of missed this. This is always fun to watch. They're not long videos, and they're usually very funny. So we're going to watch. If you like the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, pass the video around if you know anybody that you think might like it, and turn on your notifications. Also, you could leave a comment just to say hi or, whatever. So we're going to get on with it here. Like I said, this is David Mitchell, Sue Johnston, Jay Blades, introducing their buddy Francis. All right, let's watch.
Welcome this week's special guest, Francis. So, Sue, what is Francis to you?
Well, this is Francis, and together we hid a body in a coffin to spook the cast of Brookside.
Jay, how do you know Francis?
So this is Francis, and we got a speeding ticket together whilst test driving a motorised sofa.
And finally, David, what's your relationship with Francis?
This is Francis, and he told me to tone it down a bit when I got a tad too bouncy on his bouncy castle.
Lee's team, where do you want to start?
I think we'll start with Sue, shall we?
The cadaver, yeah.
First of all, what is Francis's role on Brookside?
Francis was the first AD.
That was his year of birth.
It stands for Assistant Director.
OK, so was it part of the story, the coffin?
Yes,
right.
It was the death of a very loved character had
Which
occurred
character?
before, called Damien Grant.
Your fictional son?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bringing back memories. Remember Damien dying in Brookside?
Damien, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like
Simon.
Simon, who...
Simon O'Brien.
What did you put in the coffin, Sue? A body or something?
We put Simon in.
Well, hang on, wasn't Simon...
Dead.
No, I know that. Well, was Simon supposed to be in the episode playing himself as a dead body?
No.
So you would never have seen what was in the coffin in the story?
Yeah.
But you decided to ring up Simon and say, you're upset because you've been written out of the show. Is there any chance you could come in unpaid one more time?
Yeah, I thought that would be a great idea.
And so he wasn't meant to be in work that day?
No, he'd finished. He'd been
He's gone.
stabbed.
He wasn't meant to be in work ever again.
So I went to Francis and said, what do you think about hiding Simon in the coffin and, freaking everybody out?
But how did you free people? Because the coffin had the lid on.
Because he could jump out.
He could or he did.
He did.
And who did he scare?
Well, he scared most people, but in particular the priest.
So, Sue, when he decided to do the reveal of jumping out,
Well, he couldn't stay in there very long, but we knew he had to
Hello,
come
that
out.
bloke under the patio was there for about 6 series.
So we had a quick rehearsal, and then we go for a take, and during the take, the coffin begins to shake, and this eerie noise comes out of it, and it bursts open, and Simon sits up.
What does he say?
Hi.
Did he not think to use the traditional boot?
It probably doesn't make much difference, does it?
No,
If
the thing was
apparently
the
dead
action.
bodies jumping out of a coffin, people aren't going, what's he going to say?
And what did the priest say?
That's when I thought we'd gone too far, because the priest
'Cause he
went
had a heart
green
attack and
and
died.
we went... Yeah.
At least there was a coffin on hand.
Now, what about Jay?
Jay, remind us
Remind
again.
us, Jay.
Well, this is Francis, and basically we got a speeding ticket for driving a motorised sofa.
Right, why was this sofa motorised? Was it one of your renovations?
No, the sofa was one of my renovations, but the motor underneath it belonged to Francis.
What was he going to do with it then? I mean...
Basically, it takes a man to, like, car enthusiast shows and just drives them round.
So hang on, what speed were you going?
We was doing about 20... I think it was about 23 miles an hour. It was a 20-mile zone.
And you got into trouble for it?
Yeah, Francis got a ticket. I didn't get...
What do you mean a ticket?
It was the old bill, the police caught us.
Oh, the police actually stopped you?
So it's got
Yeah.
a registration on it?
It's got a registration on the front and the back of the sofa.
Right.
On the arms?
No, not on the arms. No, on the back.
You know the arms are famously at the side, not the front and back. What's the mechanisms for driving this thing?
You've got a flat bit for your feet,
Yeah.
where the pedals are, and then the steering wheel kind of was on a shaft which controlled what was underneath the sofa. And I had to do something in the arm where it could open up, and then you have the wing mirror in the back that you could see.
Sorry,
It
is
had
this
to
a
be
James
roadworthy.
Bond film? You're telling me the wing mirrors open, come up like that?
You lift up the arm, and then you pull up the wing mirror.
Why
and
don't
then
you just have them as permanent fixtures?
Because you want it to be a sofa sometimes.
What, you drive it into your lounge when you want to see it?
And can you talk us through the bit where the police pull you over? What was it? Was he on a
that
moped
was
or something?
crazy.
Motorbike?
Oh, it was in a kitchen cabinet.
It was just there. They was just there. The police do just turn up sometimes.
Could I see Kevin's hands?
Whose hands?
Whose hands?
Who's Kevin?
It's Francis.
Could I see the gentleman's hands?
Francis!
Francis, would you hold your hands up in front of you, please? There they are.
Are they the hands of a mechanic?
Green suede shoes
They look
and
very
hands
soft,
like that.
don't they? Look very tender.
They do look...
Thank you, Francis. Now then, what about David's story? The bouncy castle.
Yes, when were you on a bouncy castle?
Last summer, actually.
What was the occasion that had a bouncy castle?
It wasn't an occasion, it was a place.
Where was the place?
Inflatable World. No. It was Blenheim Palace. They have a sort of children's bit,
Yeah.
and one of the entertainments there is a bouncy castle.
Well, it's a bit awkward, this, because it's happened before to you, David. Were you on your own?
No.
Finally, you've remembered to bring your child with you to one of these things.
Yes, yeah.
OK, so you're with your daughter and your wife?
Yes.
And was it your real wife or your inflatable wife?
It's my real wife.
And you're bouncing on the castle.
I didn't initially get on the bouncy castle. I was encouraged on by my daughter.
Right. And how much was it to go on the bouncy castle?
I can't remember.
Have a guess.
I think... OK.
See if you're in touch with the real people out there.
I think it was £7,000.
What about the castle itself? Because I know you're a great fan of
Yeah.
castles. You're a historian. How did the structure...
Well, I would say
Rate.
it was historically laughable. There was no recognisable keep and curtain wall situation.
And how did this make you feel? Angry, I'm imagining.
No, I think you're massively overestimating the extent to which I expected it to be historically. I've seen them before. I know. In many ways, I don't think it's particularly their aim to say, yes, this is precisely the kind of military architecture that made Edward I such a successful king. I don't think that was even in the minds of the people who designed it, and I'm fine with that.
So you went a bit too far. So did you start off by bouncing normally and then you just got carried away?
I got on the edge. She was sort of towards the back corner, and I moved towards her.
In a bouncing fashion.
Well, it
You
turned
didn't think
out...
to just walk over there and start bouncing
Well,
because you thought, I'm a stickler for the rules, I better bounce because it's a bouncing castle.
I would say that in trying to walk over there, I developed a more than usually bouncy gait.
What happens then?
Holding hands a bit.
With your daughter?
Yeah, and then bouncing.
Were you
then we sort of bounced away from each other.
Oh, no.
Oh. Did you have an argument? Did you bounce away from each other or did she bounce away from you? And you started going, well, of course, this is historically inaccurate, isn't it? Bounce away from him! Bounce away from him!
Try and fit a portcullis to this, I said.
Worse that you don't want to hear from a fully grown man on a bouncy castle. Would you be willing to give us a demonstration of what you considered normal bouncing and then how it got a little bit out of hand?
No, I would not.
Just the vertical bouncing. There were no star jumps. There were no somersaults. No knee jumps. You know, on a trampoline, you jump and you do a knee, and then on
Or maybe
knee,
that.
bum,
Oh, maybe
knee,
that.
bum, knee, bum, stand.
Hang on, is that an ambulance?
I didn't do knee bum stand. I might have done knee stand.
Really? I don't see you doing that.
You weren't there. Certainly
That
didn't.
makes two of you.
I certainly didn't.
Right, we need an answer. So, Lee's team is Francis, Sue's.
I think it's the guy at the end there, the black guy. What's his name? Jay Blades. Okay, I think it's him. Could be the woman there, Sue. But pretty sure it's not. Oh, yeah. Things you do for kids, though. Yeah. I'm gonna say it's the guy at the end there. What the first guy I said, Jay Blades. All right.
Pranking pal, Jay's sofa speeder, or David's castle custodian.
I mean, I've rejected Francis as a mechanic because of his hands.
Right. If he's got soft hands, he could work in television because
Definitely.
they've never done an honest day's work in their life.
There was good detail with Jay's. Actually, I don't know if it was quality detail, but there was a lot of it.
Do you think you
He was full of it, I'll give you that.
I don't think you can get registration plates.
Oh, you
for a
definitely do.
sofa.
You absolutely do.
Well, you can get them
Not for a
for
sofa. No, not. Don't be thinking you've got to go home, Bob, and go. All right, love, Lee Matt told me that we've got to get number plates for the sofa. No, only if it's turned into a vehicle do you need to get. You don't have to get headlights
no,
for
the
a sofa.
DVLA wouldn't
Rear view
issue
mirror.
them.
Yeah, but there's.
Say, well, apply to DFS, not us. So are you going for Bouncy Castle?
I think David would be reluctant to get on a bouncy castle. I don't
Oh,
think
that I don't dispute.
I don't think he's kicked
I
off
think
his...
David would be reluctant to just go out of the house.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Bob. I think it might be Sue.
You think it's going to be Sue?
Yeah.
Sue!
Okay.
Okay.
We're going with Sue. We're not changing our mind.
Saying
It's
it's
Sue.
Sue, yes?
Definitely
Let's
Sue.
see.
Okay, so, Francis, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Francis, and together Sue and I.
Yeah,
The body,
okay.
bottom, on both sides.
I thought it might be, but
Francis is Sue's pranking pal. Thank you very much, Francis.
the sofa car seemed a little more ridiculous and possible. So, okay, so it turned out to be Sue's story that was the truth. It seemed possible, but I went with the other guy because his, story seemed very possible. I see these sofa couches before, I see them on YouTube. You could probably find hundreds, thousands of videos with them. So, even though it's ridiculous, it seemed quite possible. And, that would have been the funnier story. It's a lot funnier than Sue's. David Mitchell, like I say, he doesn't seem like the bouncy castle type. But when you got young children, you do things for them. They want you to get on the bouncy castle. You get on the bouncy castle. But it was Sue after all. So I hope you got it right. You can let me know who you thought it was, if you got it right or not. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Be sure to like the video if you liked it and subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications. Pass the video around. We'll see you on the next one. Have a nice day.